Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. This is episode number 9 of the Factorio podcast. My name is Blake, and this is Paul. Hello, Paul.
Good morning, Blake.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Man. Yes. So yesterday, I'll tell you how I got wind of it. Yesterday, I was off stream. I was hoping that we would have this little present that dropped to us last week because I was in between playthrough number 1 with my subs and playthrough number 2 with my subs.
That's a killer. That's a killer. And modded too, right?
On Sunday, it was modded. Well, we were gonna on Sunday. We didn't get any playthrough. On Sunday, we started a new playthrough, which is, you're gonna like this, Bob's only, not Angels.
Just Bob's.
Just Bob's. Maze World, Ribbon Maze World, Death World.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
So it's a biter beatdown, right? So Maze World,
Maze
World,
all
Ribbon.
Your followers to go out there and kill all the biters for you.
That's right. That's right. Well, I get to build. Hey, I know, dummy. And then we have Bob's weapons. So I said, well, if 1.1 is not going to drop last week, as reported in Factorio 363 and FFF 363, we're going to go ahead and start. We're just going to go ahead and start the new playthrough. I was hoping it would hit Thursday or Friday, so we could just cut on in.
Okay.
We started a new playthrough. Got 5 hours in, and then Monday I was off. I was painting. I probably have paint on my hands here, painting all day. And then at the end of the day, I sat down just to kind of check out some news. And in my Discord, my faithful viewers and subscribers said, 1.1 PogChamp, you know. And
that spread wild on Discord. Yes. It was in every Discord. Everyone pasted it.
Yes. So everybody, they pushed out the notices. There was 384 changes, 334. Bunch of stuff. 1.1 is loaded, and it dropped. And so now, not only was I off, I was on an off day. And I wanted to stream on the day of, but then I had already started new playthroughs, and of course, every time 334, every time we do this, every time we roll versions, all the mods break, regardless of whether you have built the most bulletproof mod or not. You still need to go in and roll the versions. So now I cannot join 1.1 and the heavily modded playthrough. I have to roll back to 1.0 and with my subs until all the mods are updated. And I think we have like 4 or 5 different mod authors in various stages of mod abandonment. Mm-hmm. So that we have to deal with. But as of today, as of this call, 1.1 is dropped, and it is the culmination. If you rewind the clock, August 16th. Right, was the Factorio 1.0
3 months ago, full quarter.
Full quarter. So it was September, October, November, and about a week. So 3 months and 1 week. Friday, August 14th, says chat. They've had 3 months to do it, and in that time, 3 FFFs, not 13
just
or
3.
14, just 3. But each one was loaded.
Yep.
Completely loaded.
Yeah, right? They were books. They were great, and they generated like 3 to 5 times as much hype.
Yep.
As a previous FFF as we knew them.
Yep.
They unveiled major features one at a time. So each one of these, we're looking at major features on the list right now. Each one of those got an FFF and a big portion of it. Mm-hmm. Minor features also included in the FFF. And they did a great job. We talked about this before. They did a great job going into detail, what it is, what it looks like. I love the animated GIFs that they do, you know? It's just great. It's just great.
So you and I unpacked on the last Factorio podcast, you and I unpacked the train reservations, which is that second bullet point that's on the screen right now. Train stop allows a set limit of incoming trains. That is advanced station reservations, where a train can reserve a spot ahead. Mm-hmm. Which was huge. That is a amazing feature I never knew I needed. Right. That's in that category.
That's opened up worlds of potential now. I haven't gotten to play with it, but
you were present like 10 minutes ago when I did. I did not have. Okay, this shows you a little bit about my philosophy on how to do Factorio. I imagine you would be the same as a speedrunner. Let me get. Can I guess? I'm going to guess.
Take a guess. What is my philosophy?
There are on one side of the spectrum, there are hoarders who will save every save game, every file since the day they started version 12, if that's it. That's at this side. On the other side is delete, who cares, next version, roll. I'm going to clean that out. I am Mr. Deleter.
You're a deleter.
I am a big deleter. Let her go.
You don't want to hear about. You don't want to see your past. You don't want to grow. You don't want to look back and treat them like your your childhood photos, your baby pictures.
Gotta ditch it. Speed run. Ditch your build. Ditch your habit. Break your habit. Build. Tear it down. Start over. Do it again. That's my philosophy. Yours, I would think you're probably a little more on the hoarder side.
I am 100% hoarder. I got every single one. I got them organized in the folders by version.
Yep.
I got it all squared away. Yep.
You know who else is? You know who else is funny enough?
Who?
Anti-elites.
Oh, I believe it.
He has saved. He said, this is what he told me one day. He says, I have saved every speed run I have ever done.
Same. Got to save for everyone. Oh yeah.
No. Even the ones he's restarted.
Oh, I mean, not like a steel axe, but the default, the ones that are more than an hour. Yes.
No,
saving everyone.
He's saying yes, not the ones that you launched a rocket on. The ones where you got halfway and restarted.
Sure. Yeah. Save them.
Really?
I think so.
I said no. I think we were talking one day about having old saves and version and the version rolling and ruining it as they did today.
I gotta save for every game. I gotta save for every episode. I gotta save for every stream.
Wow.
Every stream I save, the whole playthrough. I gotta save for every single playthrough.
So today you should be able.
I can upload the save game for every YouTube video if I want to. It's like, here's the save game right at the end. You want to play it yourself? You start from here.
Nice.
Go for it. If I want to. I'm not going to.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So today you should be able to go straight into any one of your old games that's vanilla and open it up right into 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is, I could not do that. So I had to join a rando server, rando public server somewhere, and
go fiddle around. You didn't have a single one.
No.
Oh, because no mods.
Right. The last about 6-9 months, I've been doing only modded playthroughs.
Yeah.
Except for there was a 4 or 5 days right at 1.0 launch that we did about 4, 5, 6 days or so of 1.0 only. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
That was August. That's gone.
Mm-hmm. That was gone. August. It's gone already.
It's gone. Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, I got a couple that I could load, but for the most part, I'm in the modded category as well. I wouldn't be able to load any of my new ones.
Really, you should be able to. Is that a kid? So you should.
Cat.
It's a cat.
Carry us for a second.
Yeah. Okay, you should be able to go to one of your old save games, load it up, and pop it right into 1.0 if you don't have any mods. If you do have any mods, if you do have any mods, then they're gonna fail. And what mod makers have to do is they need to open up their mod and basically just update the version and then resave the mod. Once the mod is, all they have to do is update that little version number, and then the mod will work. Most of them will work. They just update to 1.1 because what they're not doing is there's a variable in each mod that's, I think it's called latest compatible version, and you have to set that at 1.1, otherwise it's not going to work. It'll just say cannot load, and not ineligible. So all of these mod makers at a minimum have to go check in the file at the new version, and that's it. They got to update one variable and push, and then it's done. So anyway, so today I just unpacked about 5 or 6 new features And I'll tell you what I told my chat is when I first loaded it up, what you're going to see, one of the first features you will see, it's kind of feature 1A and 1B that you're going to see in when you first fire it up.
Wait, it's the background.
Animation on the background. It's no longer a static picture. And it's audible. So biters and stuff will be crawling around and creepy crawling, making you thinking you're in game. So you can actually hear the goo, and you can hear the train, and you can hear the machines running in the background while you're on the main menu.
That's some nice polish. I love games that do that. I love games that have just like a little glimpse of the background of the game in the background when you start.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the loud music or anything. It's just here's the game. It's nice.
Right. And that one, so as a streamer, I am always so number one, I only stream Factorio. I don't play it off air. I only stream it when I'm live. So Factorio puts me in I'm live mode. Number two, I'm always having a window in front of a window and being cognizant of what's on my screen. And the main menu window of new game, load game, mods, exit, quit, the first one, that is movable now, right? And then I also, when I loaded it up, I was ready to start streaming, and I had my lights on. So I immediately heard Factorio game. I saw movement, and I saw a window, and I'm going, "Oh crap, I'm live!" And I thought I had not even hit the button on OBS. I don't think I loaded OBS yet. But as soon as I went, I had a mini panic attack. Like, do I have any, any boogers or anything hanging out? Any of that business? Like, oh, am I clothed? I thought I was immediately live. And then the second, that's 1A that you'll see. 1B, Woob logo, placeable logo. Remember the white thing that you can now build inside a map?
Wait, you can build that?
Yes. In creative mode, you can make your own scenario, and you can make your own backgrounds now. You can mod in your own backgrounds.
Your own backgrounds at the start?
Yes.
Like, how?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like if a mod is enabled when you launch the game, it can.
I think you can. Yeah, you can start loading those scenes in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, so you can put in your old bases and your old sequences and your old stuff in the background. I think. Yeah. Also, and same thing as the wiki. You can mod in your own wiki. So those scenes, I think they're moddable. I think they're. Someone check that because I immediately said, oh yeah, there you can mod in your own background scenes. I think it's just MP4s, right? I think. Scenes are moddable. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
no, they're not MP4s. I think they're just like a rendering of the game, aren't they? You just create a surface.
GIFs?
You create a surface in Lua. You create an actual instance of the game.
But it's got to be animated, right?
Oh, the clock is ticking. It's moving along. It's playing, and you create the biters. You tell the biters to attack. You place the buildings.
So feature number one, right off of Front Street, is your landing page. That one got me. Cold sweat, panic attack type of thing because I thought I was immediately live because I'm in the right chair. I had the lights on and the game started and I thought, oh crap, I didn't mean to hit the button.
That's a minor feature. That's not even a major feature.
Not even a major. Is
that even a minor feature? I don't see it.
Siri tags. Let's see. Power poles, ghosts. No, I don't see it either. Graphics added.
Oh, that's a GUI
background.
feature.
Yeah, now features various factory simulations instead of a static feature. Yeah, it's a GUI feature. There you go.
That's cool.
So, anyway, all right. So, did you get it? So, what else do you want to make sure you hit, or do you want me to just go off on what I did because you were there for when I was unpacking them. So, unpack one of them that you saw.
Okay, let's talk about the ghost changes because I'm excited. They changed something, and I don't even know what it is, so I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, and maybe Chad can help us.
I may not have gotten there.
They changed something because they said while you're placing a ghost of, let's say, a pipe or an underground, it treats it like you're actually placing the pipe or the underground. You ever have that issue where you're trying to ghost undergrounds and you drag it, and it just makes a whole bunch of like underground lefts?
Yes. Oh, I didn't try that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going to be a big one. That's a big QOL right there.
So I'm dragging underground pipe, and I have it in my hand, and I'm just run with it.
Yep.
Click and drag, and it goes did it, and you're placing two at a time, and it runs a long pipe.
Yep. So that poles, belts, undergrounds, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's all going to be treated the same way now.
Right. Power poles the same way. If I'm having an actual pole in my hand and I'm dragging, it goes click, click, click as I'm running. But when I drag a ghost in 1.0, I'm just dragging a line
everywhere. And then you got to sit there and you got to mash your undo button 50 times because you don't know where you placed it. You have no idea where it is.
Yeah. Now the behavior of I didn't try this. I did not try this when I was in. I mean, I didn't have a ton of time to do it, but you can now drag, and as you run, click, click, click on ghosts. Also, as you're clicking the confirm button, the ghost button, the rail placement button from a blueprint from the sky, from the map view.
From the map.
From the
you
map
can place
view.
Blueprints from maps now.
All of those GUI sounds are now polished.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's nice.
So when you place a rail, think of the sound that it makes. Thunk. Like it's a thunk, right? Okay.
You got those sound effects. You must practice. You got them down.
Right. Now. When you place a rail blueprint from the map, it doesn't just make a click or one of those small beeps as if you're placing a ghost. You know the ghost sound.
Yeah.
It's kind of a very soft beep click.
Yeah.
Combo,
I can hear
right?
it. I can't do it, but I can hear it.
It's now I placed a rail blueprint from the map.
Yeah. That feedback makes a world of difference. We may not think of that, but it does.
Right. It didn't thunk like it was an actual one, but it's a smaller thunk.
If somebody were to go back and do our VODs and get all the times where we were sitting there, trying to finagle a blueprint and we're going to click it and we click it and we're like, did it place?
Did it place? Right.
Did it place? I mean, that's the question that we always asked. Well, did it work? Did it place?
Yeah.
I don't think it placed. And then you move your mouse and you're like, oh, it didn't place. I got to find my spot again.
And you can also from the map view. These are some things I did test out. So not only that one, but while we're talking about the map view, you can click your deconstruction planner from zoomed way out. Not even okay. So there's a threshold at the map where you're looking at the entities or you're looking at the map view of the entities, right? And it's a function of how close you are zoomed in. Either one now, you can do the blueprints. Either one now, you can do the upgrade planner, and even one we can do the deconstruction. You can do the deconstruction planner. Also,
oh man, you know what the first thing I'm going to do? You know what the first thing I'm going to do there is?
Click and drag, no wood. Remove all those trees.
Oh, nailed it! Exactly what I was going to do. Exactly.
You don't need to do that anymore. Spidertron. Well, with all of your Spidertron experience, I think you wouldn't. Oh wait, you've never built a Spidertron. So
got him again. Yeah, I still haven't built Spidertron.
What's more important, you can click and drag your decon planner across your map, and then if you want to undo that, shift click and drag and undo it from the map view way out.
No.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Your shift undo is also enabled from maximum zoom.
You know what else they said about that? They said that they could integrate that tool, that map dragging tool, with mods.
Oh, okay.
So my mind was like, oh, that's interesting. What can we do with that? What can we do with that? Now imagine we're playing a scenario multiplayer like a Biter Battles or something. You got a spectator, and they want to create a picture-in-picture.
Right.
Oh, let's just drag this section of the map here and have that picture-in-picture 1. Let's drag this section of the map here and call that picture-in-picture 2. Put them side by side.
Base 1, base 2.
What's going on here? Oh,
nice.
Look at this on the right. We got team
split screen.
Yeah, split screen or whatever you want to do. Like maybe drag another one.
The baguettes and steel axe are right next to each other in the mod. Oh, comfy, man. That's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that someday if I get some free time.
Yeah. Well, you're about to have a bunch more, right? You just did a thing off here.
Yeah. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna full time. No.
So the other thing that I saw from the map view, without labeling your base with tags. In the mini map, so the mini map is in your upper right, and it's got a bunch of buttons underneath it, okay? And you can turn on the electrical grid. You can turn on the laser range, where your laser coverage is, your gun
stuff
coverage,
like
right?
that, yeah.
You can turn on your pollution. You can turn on your robo networks on the mini map, and then it turns that on your big. There's settings underneath your mini map, but they are settings on the map mode. There is a new one, okay? There's a new setting. There's a couple of new settings. One of them is recipe icons.
Oh, recipe toggles.
Yes. So you can look from the
bad.
You didn't know you needed that.
Oh, I've needed that so bad.
What is being I'm looking at my giant mega base. What is being built in this section? I didn't tag it. But now I can zoom in about midway. I'm still zoomed out to the maximum threshold. I'm not looking at the entities. I'm looking in the sky still. I can see the map view recipes on each assembler. And I can see the recipes now from the sky. And I don't have to go label the sections of my base. I can just look at it and I go, oh, here's all the green circuits. Here's all the red circuits. Here's all the blue circuits.
Here's the mall right there. There's the mall. Go there. There's the mall. Colonel Will, thank you very much for that raid. Thank you to the 40 raiders. I hope you're all doing great. Thank you for coming by.
We're just kicking it up with 1.1. Thank you. Live chat. We just got a raid from Colonel Will. We'll put Colonel Will's link in chat too. So
that's great. Now I'm playing
and toggle on off. You can shut it off if you want to. That's big brain.
I'm playing C Block right now, and I have a mall that's the size. Bob's and Angels. Right? There's 15 of every building, and there's 500 buildings.
Yeah.
The mall is huge. I'm looking. Do I have this build? It's like, I don't know. I have no idea where it is. Now I can actually look at the map, see all the icons, get a one glimpse view, figure it out. It'd be nice.
Yep. Your mall is it goes from about, in a normal mega base, it's kind of a sixth to an eighth of your base most times, something like that. Maybe a tenth, depending. In Bob's, it's a third of your base because there's so many freaking buildings, right? There's
it's huge.
Changed my mind, right?
Oh, and you can't beacon them or anything. You got to have one of every building.
Yeah, you got to have one of every building.
And each one needs 2 inserters and a requester chest and
and your buffer chest. It's mall number 3 that we made, right? So yeah, we did. That is now visible from your map view, and you can label it mall manually, but you can instantly tell without your label, this is your mall. This is a big, a giant mess right here. The other one that's visible from map now, worker bots, and where they're moving. Big. That used to be a debug setting.
Oh, I've had that on for years.
So many people turn that on and leave it on forever, right? It's a debug setting where you can see the bots go. And now, Big Brain, it's a feature you didn't know you needed, because if you look across the games, you say, well, crap, 40% of our players have this on all the time. Maybe it should just be a toggle over here that you can turn on and off.
And you always need to know where your bots are. It's like, why isn't this building? Where are all my bots? And you just load it up. It's like, oh, we connected the Roboport networks. They're all over there.
Right. And tonight I asked chat at least 6 times, where are my bots? Where are they? Right. And now I have a button. And then the other one is the other cool feature from map view. I don't know if you were there or not. It is rail signal status from the map view. You can see every signal and whether it's red, blue, or green.
All right, you got to help me out. I don't know what this is for. What is this? What is this good for?
It can tell you. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. But look, say it again. So look, if you go back all the way, you can see from the map view, in case you have a really, really big, either a stacker or something, you can see where the chain signal backs up to if you can't get it into one screen.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
also,
cool. That's
if you have a deadlock somewhere, you can immediately look at the signals and go, oh crap, this is on the wrong side. Here's a signal. Oh, here's where you missed a signal back here. You can look at a rail section holistically, and you can see all this. You can see not only where the signals are placed, but you can also see their status.
It's kind of nice. I don't think I'll be turning it on, but I could see the value.
Yeah, look, Also, if you're looking at say a ribbon world and you want to make sure signals are placed all the way down.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Right, they would be green if they're placed. If they're not placed, you have to zoom in and scroll along them, right? But from the map view, you can go way out. Rail signal status was also a debug. I guess I didn't know that. I never turned it on.
What are tags? It says added tags as well. Added tags into the settings to show on the map.
Tags. Oh, I don't know.
Is that where you like right click and put some on the map?
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's
Okay, so you can turn those on.
You can turn those on and off. Holistically, you could turn them all on or all off. That's what it is, right?
Okay,
because before you had to go, you could tag your whole map, and then if you wanted to clear them all off, you had to delete each one. Or I wanted to clear them all off because I want to see if it's underneath or something. Now you can just holistically turn them on or all off. You don't erase them, but you can still tag the crap out of your map and then toggle them. Each player, more importantly, can turn them on and off, right? If player A in your map wants to see all of them because he forgets where this mall is, and player B doesn't want to see any of that business because player B knows where everything is, each one can toggle it on and off.
Okay,
genius, man, it's great.
So let's focus on like one or two more. I got a question.
Okay,
all right, maybe you can answer this one because I haven't been able to try it and I want to know. This feature here says equipment can be placed by moving. By merely moving, we can place equipment.
What?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
There's no link. Did anyone find that? Is this an Easter egg?
I don't.
Is this the mystery feature? Is this like what's going on here? So I'm thinking equipment is, batteries, fusion reactors,
right? That's equipment,
personal
right?
roboports, right? That's equipment. So by merely moving, we can equip it? Or does it mean you can drag it? Don't know.
Is equipment the belt drag? But the belt drag is listed separately, right? Do a Control F on belt. And see if that's a separate mention, because
power poles, underground belts built by dragging logic works also with ghost building.
So that is a different entry.
Line. Yeah,
right. That's a different entry than equipment can be placed by moving.
I don't know. You could always control click on equipment to.
What a great observation! Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I read this. I looked at it. I was like, I don't know. What is it? It can be placed by moving.
All right. Ghost can be rotated now. The blueprint stuff that was I don't know what that the blueprint stuff works great.
Maybe what they mean is it can be placed by bots.
But why would they phrase it like that?
Maybe it's a typo. Maybe.
Okay, so
equipment being placed by bots that's my fully loaded Spidertron.
Right. Spidertron is
copy and paste.
Spidertron will be the last one we hit. Lots of cool stuff. Okay. Hang on. So to this end, I had a conversation with my buddy Clonin. Okay, and I think he's posted this publicly. This is not an unpack. I asked him about so Factorio is located in the Czech Republic. Okay, Woob is right, Czech Republic, and I said, what is? I imagine you have developers from everywhere. You have some Germans, some Czechs, U.S., Yanks, whatever. You have people from all over. Do you have a common? Did everybody settle on English as the office on the office language? And he says yes. And I said the reason I ask is because the FFFs that are put out are a person without knowing, if they just read this text, they would not know that it was a non mother tongue English speaker writing this. Correct. I said they are so well done. They are so well polished, and they also use advanced English and advanced grammar. And when I'm reading it and I'm doing my FFF reviews out on YouTube, when I see a level 2 or level 3 English word like harmonized, when settings are harmonized, right? That's one that I've seen come up. That's a very advanced kind of phrasing of how you would express something.
Yeah, it's crossing the music
boundaries.
boundaries.
Level 1 is I'm going to match settings. No. Level 2 is I'm going to harmonize the settings. And that's an analogous imagery. That's an advanced concept in English, right? So I would go, oh, cool. And you'll see me in my videos. I'll camp out. I'll go, hey, level 2 word, right? I'll camp out on these words. So I said, Clonan, these are really great. And you wouldn't, and I assume your whole office has to comment on English, number one, because you show it every week in the FFF, and number two, because that you have developers from everywhere else. And I would imagine the same concept as the airlines. It's most everybody in Europe knows their own language, plus they learn some English of some sort, right? Because it's a very common industry and technical language, right? And he confirmed. He says yes. And he says, the FFFs, by the way, are very heavily scrutinized by many of us in the office. And we do lookups and we do translations. And he says, we take great care in making sure the FFF is, and the publications that we do are very highly scrutinized. Yeah. So when
they do a lot of editing, a lot of proofreading. I wonder if they have an editor.
All that to say, that when you put up there and you say equipment can be placed by moving, I don't think it's a typo. I just had this conversation about what is your editing process. It's funny you should ask that, because I had that conversation maybe 2 nights ago, right? So I think it's a feature. I don't think it's a mistake of a feature. Number one, because of the scrutiny they put in with the belts, the equipment moving, and number two, we already saw that whole belt placement thing in a separate entry, so that's not it, right? So it may be something else. I don't remember it being mentioned in any of the other 3 FFFs.
No, wasn't.
So I don't know.
It's the mystery feature. Maybe we'll find
it. Maybe that's a great. By the way, great observation. I went right over that.
I look at every single one of these. It was a Tuesday or a Monday when this came out. I was in the middle of the workday. Workday pauses.
Pause it.
Pause. And I went through, and I went through this list, and I read every single line.
Right.
I didn't stop at balancing. I didn't stop at changes. I didn't stop at GUI. I kept going. I read the GUI. I read the sound. I read the bug fixes. I looked at all these I'm like, whoa, what bug fixes were fixed? There's all sorts of interesting things. This list, like I'm just scrolling down, it just keeps going and going and going.
Insane. It's an insane amount of work. How surprised? Here's my question for you. I want to pack this in beforehand. How surprised are you as a speedrunner that speed modules are rebalanced in version 1.1 7 years after release?
I can't even believe it's something that's real, man. Prod modules. Yeah. Why they just decided, hey, we need to change these now. It must have been an itch in the back of their, on the back of their neck. They couldn't reach for a long time, and suddenly they would just said, "We got to do this.
I would have thought balancing was done at 1760, right? Once science nailed itself down, once we did all the science stuff, we said this is it. This is all. It's all polished from here on out. I thought we were done. That was the most surprising one that I saw of the whole thing. Wait a second. That felt like a throwback to something that should have happened in version 14.
Oh, yeah.
14. Not even 15, 16, 17. That's a 14 level decision.
That was done well before I started playing
the
prod modules.
That was right as,
It has not changed
the
since I
modules were
started
set.
Playing.
Right, me either. We have not changed any modules. That's a 14 level. So pull that screen back up. Let's look at those. We're just going to camp out on that real quick.
We got balance changes, right?
It says balancing.
Balancing. What?
Yeah, right there. Sorry, I said speed modules. It is actually the productivity module is changed to decrease less. It's going to decrease speed less. Its productivity modules were changed.
It's a minor difference, but it's going to go a long way with your assembler 4s for the new players.
Yes.
Because I think what happens is people, they get their assembler 3s, and they put all the prod modules in there, and they're like, oh man, it's so slow.
Right.
Because it really pulls it down.
Right, and because that would take it to
40% normally.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be what, 80%?
It's it by 45.
It's double the speed. The Assembly 3s.
Yeah.
And of course, it changes speedrunning because speedrunners they've been reliant on that minus 30%.
Prod ones. Yep.
Prod ones
Very common.
for their ratios. And now they can get away with different ratios. So it's going to beg the question of, do they change or do they just stick with it because they know it? Right. The muscle memory is there. The builds are there. They know it. They don't have to change the builds. Or do they say, you know what, we just need a few less, of these buildings. One or two less.
That was my most surprising of all of them. All the other ones are kind of expected, like, hey, there's features I didn't even know that this is the mode they're in. They're in for polish. All the icons look great. The sound looks great. The lighting at night looks really great. All of that was mentioned in the FFFs. That was not. That one was probably right out of the gate. I was very blindsided by that one.
The big surprise for me was multi-threaded belt update logic. Just out of nowhere. They just decided, you know what? We're just going to optimize the shit out of this one more time. Or was it out of nowhere?
Okay.
Well,
so
there's this event that's happened in the past month. Are you familiar with it? You know where I'm going with this?
Tell us. Unpack it.
All right. Yeah. Somebody recently decided to just come on to Reddit and say, I rewrote Factorio from scratch, multi-threaded, and it performed super well. I rewrote the whole game. Here it is. It's super fast. And I looked at it, and of course I was skeptical. Did we talk about this last time? We may have talked about this last time.
No.
We didn't? Okay. And I was I'm still super skeptical, but whatever. But the guy did it. COVID, he's got a lot of free time, can't do anything, can't go to the bars, maybe they're closed. The guy did it, and he was open to sharing his code, working with the developers, and then you saw Kovarex, you saw a various number of Factorio developers chime in and say, "Oh, that's interesting. Hey, can you tell us a little bit more? What didn't you do? What did you do?"
Right.
And he shared some of his tactics. Lo and behold, a month or two later, I don't know if it's been 4 or for 8 weeks, a month or two later, we get this just single line optimizations, multi-threaded belt update logic. Did they outsource that? I don't know. Did they just say, hey, come on in, do your magic? Or did they do it themselves? I don't know.
Right.
But that's a big win. That's a huge win.
Right. How about our SEDs, right? Our settings, amazing belt optimizations from 1.6 to 1.7 to 1.8 that or actually 1.6 to 1.7, where he made the fuzzy logic type of thing, the decision to wear a full belt is the absolute best way to move material from a UPS perspective. If you fill a belt, the assumptions that you make on a full belt, you can just assume all of that. You don't have to count the individual things, and it saves so much UPS, CPU performance, RAM, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it moved the bottleneck to the inserters. Yep.
You move the bottleneck to the inserters. You get rid of it on the belt, right? So if that's the case, then maybe what he's done is he is super familiar with that. Maybe he can take all of that belt, and instead of going through single thread, you go, okay, we're going to do that even more, and all that belt business, I'm just going to stack it into multi-threads because I see what this guy did. I'll just do that same thing because I've got the code right here at my fingers, bing, 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 and now I have multi-threaded just for the belts because that is very stable, very compartmentalized, and the code that we did is super optimized. Here it is. I can do that super easy, and I can have it ready in a week. Right?
Yep.
And done.
Yeah.
Right?
And people are reporting good improvements. Somebody said Nephrum's 100% save game, which is, like tons and tons and tons of belts. Went from 70 to 96 UPS.
Right.
So big gains there.
Yep.
Big gains.
The next two thing, the last thing that we'll hit for 1.1 is is Spidertron. So do a Control F and do Spidertron. There's 2 changes that are mind-blowing for Spidertron. Number 1, what we didn't want Spidertron to do, we didn't want Spidertron to take the place of artillery, right? Because artillery would go useless if Spidertron were to be optimized, automated in some form, right?
Yeah.
Because what is
a mobile death robot that just destroyed everything?
Correct.
You wouldn't need artillery.
Right. Artillery is automated load, automated destroy everything, and from a certain radius and back, and you never have to touch it again. Here comes Spidertron. The 2 changes that we have now, Spidertron allows not only waypoints. I can have a Spidertron just like you do in your favorite games where you select 6 units all at once, and then you hold down Shift and you click here, click A, B. You can do waypoints, and you can build them up. I was able to do 100 waypoints. What's the difference in automating it or loading up my entire schedule of 1,000 waypoints? It's going to take me the rest of the game for Spidertron to do it. Haven't I automated Spidertron? Can I not just throw a cajillion shields and lasers into Spidertron now? And now it's a patrol boat that just patrols an area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2 change with Spidertron. Added a way to reset Spidertron. Go down to see if you can find. Oh no, there it is. Spidertron remotes now add Q commands and a command to follow any entity. How about a train? You could have a train zooming around the outside and 60 Spidertrons walking behind it with all PLDs and lasers and just murdering biters all around. So you put in what kind of fuel you want to put in? Wood fuel, so it runs slow. You put in you get your Spidertron as fast as possible. What do you put in? Legs on there? I guess you put in can Spidertron take Mark II exoskeletons so that your train and your Spidertron run at about the same speed, and now your Spidertrons are this roaming band of death. What do I need artillery for now? Did I just replace artillery?
Right? Quick exploration. You just you shoot in every direction. That's it.
Could I do that with Spidertron now?
Oh, I guess
I can waypoint Spidertron. Go walk over here, explore that map for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, so here, okay, with this going on, there's a lot of new things. I got to ask the question of like, can I do what I want to do? Can I set up logistics for Spidertron? I can like logistic robots to interact with Spidertron. That's a thing, right?
Yes.
That's a new feature.
Yes.
Can I set up auto trash with my Spidertron?
Yes.
I can auto trash wood.
You can auto trash wood, yes.
Okay. Can I put construction robots on my Spidertron?
Yes.
Personal robot port. Okay. I can take the whole map, deconstruct all the wood, send all my Spidertrons out. A lumberjack army. I can have a lumberjack army. Oh my god.
You can.
I can automate wood collection. Is this happening?
I mean, I guess.
What do you need? Good?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is what do you need? What do you need artillery for then?
I don't know. Okay, I can think of one reason to have artillery.
Unless, okay. Here's my thought. I just thought of one. How about I can't send Spidertron to an unexplored map as a waypoint, but I can send an artillery out there, or can I? I didn't get a chance to try it. Can I? I guess that's a question.
I bet you can. I think you're right. I think that Spidertron is taking the role that artillery did, and it's just taking over. I think it is. Yeah,
maybe.
I will still need artillery though, because there's always going to be an instance when I'm playing where there's a bottleneck and there's just a chest that's way too full and I got to blow it up.
Yeah.
Take the remote, you click on your chest, it's gone. It's just done.
Yep. That's yeah. Well, I've done that too.
There's warehouses in the Bob's
or a tank, a tank full of light oil that you're never using.
There's always some bottleneck. Okay. It's like, oh, this thing's full. I got to get rid of it.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't think of any other use.
Yeah, well, you can have an auto clearing Spidertron, and you can have them, and it is going to look so creepy. You're right. 20 Spidertrons all clearing wood and all just eating trees, right?
I will say
you can
that
bind,
Spidertron.
Yeah, you can bind a Spidertron to a Spidertron.
I don't know if a Spidertron is going to be reliably automated enough to run your base for 24 hours. AFK in a default settings, right? Whereas artillery is going to be able to shoot solid. Any nest that appears. Any nest within some vicinity it will destroy. But the Spidertrons won't reliably be able to just go endlessly around. Because if you have a train, now if you got a train going around the map and they're all following the train, then your trains are probably exposed to biters, so they could get destroyed. So maybe there's still a use case for them.
Right.
Do you think we'll see Spidertrons in 100%? Do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah. Isn't it an achievement?
No, it's not.
Not yet.
Right now, I haven't heard of anybody using a Spidertron in the 100% speedrun.
It's a lot. It's expensive. It's very expensive.
I know, but you have to research it.
Oh, you have to do it anyway. That's right.
Now, at the point you research it, you're going to be doing your green circuit achievement.
Right. It's your last one. Right.
And you can send it out to build, so you don't have to be there if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. Maybe the speedrunners will find a use for it. I don't know. The one thing I will say, I just did a 100% speedrun last weekend. Just for fun, using Nephrim's blueprints. We'll talk about that maybe in a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say is that your biggest bottleneck is yourself and your ability to place things around the map with your personal Roboport going. Right? You got to run to the patch. You got to build something.
Yep.
You have to do it, and it takes a while because those construction robots in your inventory they're hot air balloons, as you call them. They're slow. They go all the way out and they come back, and then they sit outside. They wait for some pets, and then after you give them some pets, then they go back and they charge and they go back in the inventory. I mean, you gotta wait for them. So maybe the Spidertron is a way to make that faster.
Right. All right.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, you did.
You asked. You reached out to me and you said, "Hey, you got any spreadsheets that show how to do 100% run?" What was that about?
So, okay, it was. I started thinking about it only because you said this was 2 weeks ago. You said, "Hey, this weekend I'm doing an impromptu 100% run with Tui, just throwaway, spontaneous 100% race." Mm-hmm. And I went, that's not something you just spontaneously do.
Sure it is. Why not?
You've done it. You've done it before, which, and the first time you did it, you had to plan it, right?
I did. Yeah, I planned it.
So your first 5 or 6 objectives are therefore dedicated in order. Like you have to, your first objective is to get that locomotive within 90 minutes. Your second objective is to not hit the damn right-hand crafting button. You hit the crafting button, because if you do it wrong, you're going to screw your lazy bastard. 2, you're going to, check the audio. Then your next one is going to be, audio levels all right? Next one is going to be, you got to get that rocket in the air in 8 hours.
And don't place any requesters.
The next one is
and don't place any solar. Right? You place solar before the
right.
rocket,
No
you
requesters,
lose.
no solar, right? Because it's steam all the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Right. You can make a solar. You can't place it though, right? And you have to do that. No requesters either. You cannot do bots. You also can't place lasers. But you should need to place lasers because your bots. Oh wait, are you going to trigger an attack though?
You trigger
you have
that
to
later.
Trigger in it.
Yeah, and biters are set to like totally off, so you don't have to worry about it. So lasers aren't a big deal.
So can you? So do you do a peaceful mode or something?
You turn the biters down as much as possible, and you make it so that pollution is super absorbed by the tile, so that it doesn't spread. So you never have to. It doesn't spread anywhere. It's just like there's a slider for how much of the pollution is absorbed by the tile every second.
Yes.
And you just drag it up to like 97%.
Uh-huh.
So you're effectively running no pollution, but you do have pollution on one tile.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, okay. So then in order to trigger a biter attack by pollution, you have to drive a bunch of miners out there, crank them up and let them run.
Yep.
So isn't that an achievement? Is trigger a biter attack by pollution?
Yeah, I put 2 miners, and I think I put productivity modules in them or something. I don't remember exactly. And then I put a bunch of furnaces down and hand filled them with iron ore to generate a bunch of pollution.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So there's so that's that. Biters have to be set to normal. Diffusion rate almost 0. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then all the other ones that your main bottleneck that you got to get moving on is that 20 million circuits, right? 20 million green circuits. That's the last one you get.
Yeah. Once you launch a rocket, that's your focus. And the all science, which is not a joke. All right, getting all science is a big deal. You got to get all the science, including 6 levels of infinite tech for the follower
for minions
count. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm familiar with that one. That's the one
That's the one you most recently did 7 years after you started. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 hours into the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 37 out of 38 for about 3 years.
So you know what to do. You can run 100% if you want to.
I could.
You know the strategy, right? So if you wanted to, you could play the scenario as well.
So, I could. So back to your question. The reason I asked you is you said, I'm just going to go do it. Whee! Whimsy, right? And I said, well, do you have an outline? Because presumably you would have written all this out or planned a little bit of this out or whatever. You would have thrown that in a spreadsheet, done your math. And I don't necessarily need to see your math, but those steps that I was thinking through in an overview of you need to hit this achievement, then this achievement, then this achievement. And then there are 4 or 5 gotchas that you cannot do. Right click and craft, place a laser, place a solar, place a requester chest. Like you can't do any of that business, right? And those are your gotchas. So what I was envisioning is you had a spreadsheet of here's the things in order, here's the things that you don't do later, or just a sequence of 20 things to do, an outline of 20 things to do that were semi-public that you would say, or you would give me a Reddit post and you would go, I pretty much follow this. But no,
I didn't have anything.
No. You didn't have anything. You said we had whimsy is what you had. You had whimsy.
Yep, I was going in 100% blind. I had done it before in a distant past, and I just said, I'm just going to go in. Anything I need to know, chat will tell me. Right? You got Twitch chat.
Chat.
It's a heavy. I was going to rely on hundreds of people to come watch and tell me what to do. So you know how to do this stuff. You just rattled off everything you need to do and everything you shouldn't do. You know how to do this.
Here.
So are you going to do it? Let me load that up. Let me load this up.
Look, pull that up. Yeah, pull that up. You did it in 9 hours and 40 minutes, and basically, and I said, so I came in near the end of that, and I think I came in right at 9 hours, and I said, hey, Rain, it looks like you got a little bit more to go, and someone said, Tui's done. And then Tui from your chat said, yeah, I'm done. And I said, so Tui's just hanging around having a beer and while you're finishing up your run. And Tui says, literally, I have a beer right now.
Yep. So, I was the slowest one in that race. So what we did, we had Tui, we had Warger, and we had myself. And we all just started at around the same time.
Holy crap, Warger. Warger was in there too? Wow.
Yep. And what we did is we just clicked on this link right here, this Nephrem 6 hour, 33 minutes from a month ago. You just click this right here, and you have yourself a video of what you need to do, should you want to, or you just grab this blueprint book right here, and it's everything you need to play through a 100% scenario. You can download the save to get the map seed, or you can make your own map using the map exchange string inside of it. But I treat this as a scenario that you can play if you want to.
It kind of is, right?
Everyone in chat, you can go right now, you can start a new game, and you can get every single achievement in one game in under 10 hours. If you're Warger, Tui, Rain, Nephrems, or I bet you Elysium could get it in under 10 hours. You can get it in under 10 hours. It's a fun way to play. It's a fun playthrough. It's like a scenario. You're really kind of walking through the potential of what Factorio could be through the engineering masterpiece that is Nephrem's blueprints. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's great.
He's really good. Okay, roll yourself back to version 16.
All right. So we're going to go back, not 18.
Versions.
We're jumping back 17 all the way back to 16.
Right. Look at those times.
Oof.
What happened?
16 hours down to 9 hours. What happened?
Right. What happened? Yeah.
People got better.
No.
I'm an old man.
No.
I was just like barely,
shut your face.
Barely...
Shut your face. What happened?
Okay, so the big change
map gen, right?
Was map gen, right? Everything is map gen. The big change is just map gen. You got resources everywhere now. Everywhere. You walk 10 feet and you're on a giant patch. Pick your resource. It doesn't matter. There's one there.
Right.
Okay. Right. When we did it ages ago, you can probably look at the map. If I just open up Subadize here, you might be able to see. See if I can.
You see his map.
Yeah. You could. That's the map with the ads on top. Look at there's 1 patch, 2 patch, 3 patch, 4 patch, 5 patch. That's it. That's all he's got to work with. That's it. That's the big
and
change.
now, and you look at any of the any percent runs now, and you will just it is rare to step on brown or green. It is so you're stepping on ore everywhere you go. Right. So yes, I don't mean to say that Nephrem's didn't come along and revolutionize everybody. Right.
Look at this. There's patches everywhere, and that changes everything. That changes how you approach it. It changes your strategy. It changes what you have to build, what you can build. It changes how big your starting area can be before you expand for resources. It's huge. Even the amount of water that is on the map changed dramatically, and Nephrem's was able to capture that and say, okay, we barely have any water anymore. There's like no water at all. So I need to find a solution for this tiny little lake that you start with and build nuclear power out of it. And he did.
Right.
Yep, he did.
Right. Yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, it's not that Nephrem's did get better, but not cut it in half better. Like map gen. Nephrem's is revolutionary player, like world class, man, but he's not but for sure the difference in the map generation changes. The ability to stack in just your starting area alone millions and millions and millions of ore, of units of ore.
It makes it a lot
it's insane.
Faster paced for sure. Yeah, and then there's quality of life things too. For sure. So here's an example of a quality of life thing that Nephrem's has that we don't back in the day. When Nephrem's places a blueprint in 1.0, that blueprint can contain a train that has orders, that has an inventory slot allocated to a specific thing. It can be all set up beforehand.
Filtered inventory, right? Yes,
filtered inventory, orders, everything, and everything can be precise and set up, and you don't even have to place the train yourself.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? That and now little quality of life things like running and being able to place a ghost now. Running and being able to your point to send a Spidertron out to plant a blueprint and back, because what I could do then is I could load up my Spidertron in base and I go click and I make him walk in a circle around that ore patch, because I can load up infinite waypoints, and then I can have him come back and wait for it, and then I can have 3 Spidertrons doing that to all of my waypoints, right? All of my outposts, and I can have him. I can collect. All he has to do is just walk in a circle like 6 times. The whole thing's built, and then have him come back. So I can click, and I click it back.
Drop a radar
and he's
there
done. Then I click the other one.
Drop your poles. Get everything ready so that when the Spidertron leaves, a train comes in, delivers a bunch of resources. You plaster a blueprint on top. Build itself. It's done. Now your build you're complete. You didn't even walk there.
I think the Spidertron has to make its way into 1.1 into 100% run. I think you're right. Eventually. The more I think about it.
Yeah. So one thing I theorized back in the day was Prod 3s would make their way in, and I think eventually they did. I don't feel confident that we can collectively find a way to get the Spidertrons in.
Prod 3's for the rocket. Prod 3's for science, or Prod 3's for the rocket?
For green circuits. Just for the green circuits.
Just for the green circuits. Oh, okay.
Because you got to build 20 million of them, right? If you use Prod 3s, you only got to build 16 million of them.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
But I'm not confident that the Spidertron.
I get it.
I think it's worth trying, but I don't know if it's going to make it.
But how many but it's probably, if you have to do 6, say you have to do 6 outposts, right?
Ooh.
How would you do? How would you do 6 outposts quicker with 3 Spidertrons? Could you just have them all walk and then come back for stuff? Walk and come back. Say, how many outposts did you do this time?
We did like 15.
How many did you do on Saturday?
Wasn't it? It was over 10.
If you can save 5 minutes per outpost by having a Spidertron with you?
Well, the way it works now is that a train comes and delivers all of the components to this base. So it would be hard.
You still had to be there. Though.
Right, but you didn't carry all the parts in your inventory. So you carried the skeleton, the frame. You placed a frame blueprint that had a train stop. A train comes in, delivers 15,000 individual items that are going to be built, including construction bots, puts it in a roboport, and 250 construction bots create everything. They just plop everything down without you being involved. You turn off your grid, right? You turn off your personal roboport and you walk away. Okay, so if you were to remove the need for the train, you can replace that with Spidertron. Now, Spidertron has a big inventory, right? You load your Spidertron with all the resources. It's got logistics requests.
Not as big as a train, for sure.
Okay, but it can hold something. Right. How much can it hold? As much as a car?
No, about half.
Okay, so maybe you have 2 different Spidertrons, and they go in pairs. Same thing, right? You can now go there, and you don't have to place rails at all.
Right.
You just go there and you place just the blueprint.
Oh.
So that eliminates the need for rail connections or anything like that. It just needs power. Can you go there and can you just place power? Well, power does require water, so that's a hard one.
Well, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try this business this week because I'm I have a half day tomorrow, and then I'm off for 3 or 4 days. So
I think that would be
maybe we'll
cool.
have
I
to
think we
try
should
it.
try it. I think we should try to promote
Cargo.
this a little bit. See if we
Yeah.
can get a lot of people trying it. Just play it like a scenario. You know, you don't have to do it all in one sitting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just grabbed the blueprint stack for Nephrem's, and I may go watch the video and see what he's doing. It takes some study and takes some thought because you're right. The achievements are stacked such that you need to take them in order, and if you take them out of order, you could screw it up and you got to restart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a thing. So there's Nephrem's. We'll put his link in the description below, as well as a link to his amazing. Nevers a great Factorio thinker. Like the stuff that he's doing is super innovative, and by the way, super fast at everything. He's turned this game on its head for sure, and made everybody step up their game. All right, what do you got coming up? What do you got coming up this week? My dog.
This week, so we're going to be doing some C Block again. Of course, we're wrapping that up. I think that's it. I mean, it's Thanksgiving weekend, so I'll probably get an extra stream or something. But
yeah, that'd be good.
We're on the final stages of C Block, and then we're going to pick our content for what's coming after that. Now, because 1.1 landed, it's not really the... I was kind of hoping that 1.1 would come in a couple weeks.
Right.
But... I don't know. See, like, now I can't really play a bunch of modded stuff, right? I was thinking space exploration, but I got to change my plans. So what can I do in the meantime? I'm not sure. Maybe I can do some
build a Spidertron.
speed running. Hey, I could build a Spidertron.
Maybe you could do a couple of couple parts of 100% run, right?
That could be fun.
Piece it together.
Space exploration was just updated to 1.1. Oh well, look at that. I'm sold.
Yes, it did. It actually did as I was loading. So,
all right, that's a candidate. So, what are you up to?
So for us, I'm hoping that they roll all the mods tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to lean on some folks in my chat, or maybe shoot your chat to go off and grab those mods. Or we're gonna be stuck in 1.0 for a little bit until they're revved, because we just started a Bob's Maze Death World it's been super fun, but there are so many cool quality of life things in this 1.1 that we wanna unpack it. It looks really good, and that multi-threading, the multi-threading for bases. If we can do a mega base and we can shave off 15-20% in just UPS burden from moving everything for belt, like let's do that, right?
Let's do it. So I'm thinking about bringing back my old mega base.
Yeah,
supersonic to 8,000. Why not?
They're all deleted. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for everybody on the live chat. If you want to be part of this, make sure you follow twitch.tv/rain9441. His link's in the chat. If you have a question or a comment, leave it in the description below. If you want to come by, if you like this sort of thing, make sure you hit that like, subscribe every time I post a video. All the links and the details for everything we talked about today is in the description below. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.